G'day everyone and welcome back to the Glass Cage podcast. I'm
right.
George. Yeah, I nearly said Tom's book. You're George.
I am George.
And you're George.
I'm also George. Yes.
So we've got George Summers here who works for myself at Tom's Book Farm.
I do, yes. Yeah.
And we thought, you're from the UK, why not get you on?
Indeed.
That was about as far as the thought process went.
Yeah, that works.
So that's what we thought we'd do. We thought we'd have you on, have a chat, see the things that, happen in the UK, how you ended up here, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because we've been sitting around the Smoko table a fair few times, and I'm like, we should just bring this onto the podcast. And took a bit of convincing, but we got you here.
Well, here I am. So, yeah.
Oh, I mean, most people will have seen your special episode. Your Tom's Brook Farm episode.
On YouTube, George Cam.
No, we don't have to talk about that.
All right. Well, let's
focus on the
start
past.
with how did you end up at little old Tom's Brook?
So, how did I end up? So, I left school and I decided I wanted to go to Australia, travel the world, see farming outside of my small little village, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got in contact with an agency and long story short, they put me in touch with you.
Yeah. Then you ended up here and you never left.
I never left pretty much.
So what are you up to now? 2 harvests, 1 seed?
2 harvests, 1 seeding, yeah.
Yep.
So gotta
Putting in the hours.
Yeah. So I came, did 1 harvest, and then stayed through till seeding.
Yep. No, you had a break in between.
Yeah, I had a break. In between.
He had a break in between.
Yes. Yeah.
You got it. Spreading all of that in between, and then came back for harvest, and
Actually, you did see another farm. You went to Prenty.
I did, saw Prenty experience, but I saw Prenty. No, I loved Prenty. Prenty was awesome. So
Just miles away from nowhere and hot.
yeah, yep.
Oh, I think you'll find that it is actually the centre of nowhere, so it's not miles from nowhere.
That's true. You're nowhere. You're not miles from it. You are there.
Miles from anywhere, but yeah.
Yeah. Just finished harvest here.
Yeah. Well, we should say that you're only 19 as well. So
I am.
You're very young, but you have you got the mind of a 46 to a 50-year-old in a 19-year-old's body.
I'll take that. Honestly, I'm guessing that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, you're a very mature 19-year-old. There's no way that I'd be that,
See that, Mum?
Kaza, did you hear that?
Yeah. No, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So is this your first experience off your own farm or your own farm?
No, so I obviously, year 11 and then GCSEs. I know it's different here, but kind of left secondary school.
Yep.
And I went and worked from home, 2 hours from home, Bedford, for a fencing company.
Yep.
And fenced for 6 months. I worked there.
So are you actual fencing or are they rocks?
No, actual fencing. So a tracked machine that you walk behind, big post knocker on the front.
Yeah.
And I think I did 13,000 meters.
13 Ks.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
So a good day.
No. Just stop. Just look. Not having that.
That's 100 farms in the UK. So
I suppose, yeah, you've done all of the UK.
Posts are 2 meters apart.
Well, I mean, it's a wall, isn't it?
They're trying
Just
to keep
wanna
the
point that
Mongolians out.
Creosote wooden posts. It was a lot. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
But no, good experience. It was my first experience away from home.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I got used to that, and then sorry, keep on hitting making that knocking sound. But no, I left there after 6 months. Went back home for harvest. Worked on my farm and another farm. And then after that, got shipped out here and happy ever after.
Ever after.
we kind of.
So when you say your farm, family farm,
Yeah, so back at home in the UK, Leicestershire, I live in a little village on
Where the cheese is from.
wow,
good cheese.
all cheese, just
No.
cheese.
No, Leicester.
Did you know that
Leicester
cheese,
cheese.
started there? No, Leicester cheese, bro.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
It's very nice.
That's where I'm from, and a little village there on a small tenanted farm, and It's about 500 acres. We're arable and livestock. Very diverse farm, and yeah.
Yeah, well, the reason I wanted to get you on is, I'm sure everybody who's listening to this podcast has seen Jeremy Clarkson's,
Yeah.
Clarkson Farms.
Yeah, very
We've all
popular.
seen, how they have to diversify, and well, that's something we don't do here. You guys, I'm now talking to George. you guys do it a little bit with you guys have got cattle, so you're trying to
spread it out a
spread
little bit.
the risk or whatever. But
It's not really like a massive diversification.
no, but it's more diverse than me with just cropping. But so we'll start your farm, like you're saying, it's tenanted, so you guys don't actually own the land.
It is tenanted, yeah. We don't own it. We pay a rent every year. The house, the sheds, the yard, all included.
Yeah.
And that's been in my family for, I think my mum's the 3rd generation.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
So the Lord is doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's doing all right. No.
So how does that work for like term of we'd say lease?
So we're in an old-fashioned tenant lease, which I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
But it's like a 3-generational tenant lease or something. And my mum is the 3rd generation. And it's some old rules where it's like, when she dies, that's when it passes on.
Right.
It's confusing. Like they don't exist anymore.
Yep.
Unless you're, locked into one.
Yeah.
There's different rules and different stuff like that. But yeah, that's how my mum came to take it on. And
Nice.
Yeah. No, it's it's an interesting side of an operation. You do the whole thing on lease.
It is, yeah. It's it can be difficult. Yeah. Year to year.
Yeah.
Trying to, as farmers, you make that much profit, and then you're like, right, half of this is got to go back just for rent.
Yeah.
Yep.
It can be difficult, but no, a lot of the farms in the UK are tenanted.
Yep.
Just I would say like big lords. Own a lot of land, and it's just old money, and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's just do a random diverse story here.
Diverse story, yeah.
Yeah, but you had a Spitfire on your farm
We did, yes, yeah.
from the good old war.
I don't think it
old
was
war.
that good.
No. It wasn't actually in battle, unfortunately. It was just moving from airfields. This is what the archaeologists, say.
Yeah.
But no, it was traveling and then just had an engine fault, I think. And just, crashed in our land. And I think the guy died and it stayed there. Got all buried. And then I think one day a museum came. This is when my granddad still had the tenancy. Came to our farm and said, can we have a look? And granddad was like, yeah, go ahead, take it all. Go have a look at it. They dug it all up, took it all away. I think the engine's in a museum somewhere.
Yep.
Took all the parts away. And
Wow.
that was that. Don't get me wrong, I'm annoyed.
Yeah, wasn't your dad pretty annoyed as well?
He was, yeah. Because the way Grandad just said, just come on, take it all, for free. Have it all. I think there was some like live explosives, but I don't know. There's a whole like thing on it on some sort of website.
Yeah.
But no, when we used to plow the fields, because we don't anymore. When we used to plow it, every time you plowed it, there'll be like little bits of it come up.
Yeah, okay.
Little bits of like aluminium and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what do you guys grow on your farm just without going into the other side of it? Is it just crop and sheep or?
Mainly crop and sheep. And then obviously we have a few poultry on the side, and
we'll get into that. But
but mainly arable, so cropping and sheep.
So what crops?
What crops? So rape or canola, as you guys call it. Wheat, barley, and then we grow beans.
Yep.
You know what beans are? Yeah.
I don't know. What's a bean?
Well, it depends.
I don't know. It's been pretty good here.
Oh my god.
Wow. So George, fava beans.
I don't actually know what kind of beans. They're just like standard beans that everyone grows.
Just standard beans. Yeah. Can I just get a few standard beans at the supermarket?
So beans, and then oats, and then obviously we do spring oats, spring barley, spring beans. So we'll have, like,
so you
winter
guys
oats
do a
ones.
winter and a summer crop.
Yeah. So depending on the conditions, what we can and can't do. It just depends on the year what we do. Ideally, we want to be doing winter. The yields always come out better.
Yep.
It's in the ground for longer, but yeah.
Yeah. So, well, let's get into the diversity side.
Yeah, diversity side. So the farm's first diversification was my granddad. So we have this like old milking parlor on the farm, and he put that basically into a cattery. So if you don't know, if you don't know what a cattery is,
It's a
like
cat hotel.
It's a cat hotel. So yeah, my granddad, I think he put in 6 kennels. Then my grandma run that, and 6 kennels, and then just over the years built up, and I think 27 kennels, 30 kennels now.
Yeah, but how many aren't you at like 200 cats?
Oh no, like 60.
That's still a lot of
packed-
cats.
Now, are these milking cats?
No. The milking parlor was just like an ideal long. So no, just over the years we've grown that, and yeah, it's that just alongside the farm is awesome. Second income when the farm doesn't do too well, which tends to happen a bit
Yeah.
a bit often these days. But that's awesome and brings in a bit of cash on the side, and yeah.
Well, I'd say more than a bit. You can get some crazy cat people, like.
We get some crazy cat people. Like, my family will know by listening to this. We get some crazy cat people. Like, they'll rock up with their cats, and it's. I wouldn't say it's cheap. I think we're at like $9.50 a night now for a cat.
Pound.
Yes.
Yep.
What's that like? Like
That's
$18,
yeah.
$18 a night.
Yeah.
And we get people rocking up, and they bring their whole house. They've got carpet in their cars from their house because it smells like home, and they'll literally spend hours setting up the kennel, like to make it feel like they're weird.
Wow.
you
How
said-
long is this cat staying for?
Oh, so it varies from like a weekend to 2 years, 6 months.
2 years.
Yeah.
They're not going to know the owner when they come back.
Most of the cat's life.
What do you do when the cat dies? Replace it like a goldfish?
Yeah, here's Snowball 3. We checked in Snowball 1 6 years ago.
No, we've had cats for so long that we've kind of let them out the kennel, and they become like our cat, and we just look after them because it's a bit cheaper for the owner. But the 2 years and like 6 months thing is when like people are either building a house or moving houses.
Moving castle, yep.
Yeah.
Sure. We're not all rich, old money estate owners.
So cats, how many, what's the biggest haul of cats that someone's brought in?
So obviously there's license.
I don't know if that's a technical term, a haul of cats. Got a herd of cattle, a haul of cats.
Yeah.
No, so there's obviously regulations on your sizes of kennels and how many cats can stay in them. So we kind of have like family kennels where I think you can get up to maybe 6 cats in them.
Yeah, so I'm saying you've had a crazy cat lady rock up.
Yeah.
6 cats?
Before, yeah. I reckon we've probably had 6 cats in. Yeah.
You get some weird folk with cats.
That's a lot of cats.
Yeah. Some people like cook their like meals and bring them to us, and like we have to feed them like pre-cooked meals, like they've cooked like human food, and but you get like other cats that are they Pomeranians?
Pomeranian?
I don't know. I'm not a cat person. But like you feed them baby chicks.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, so you get some cats that are like, like related to proper cats.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Cats.
Tigers?
Shock. And you have to feed them like dead chicks. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you get some wild people.
What about an ocelot? I reckon getting an ocelot in would be pretty cool.
Oh, the weirdest. The cats with no skin.
Oh,
No, not
yeah.
no skin, no
no
fur.
skin. This is taking a turn.
No,
What
not
are you
no
doing
skin.
to those cats, George?
No, no fur. They're weird. I hate them. But yeah, we get all kinds of cats, all kinds of people, but no, at the end of the day, I think my mum just kind of puts up with it and puts the bed in front of them, and yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. So a lot of farms around me diversify. Obviously, we went cattery. Some people go campsites or like doggeries, or like they fence a net, like they fence a field, and you can bring your dogs there for a day and they run loose.
Yeah, right.
And then other people do industrial parks, so like their yards, make them industrial parks. And
Yep.
yeah. So that's just one way of diversification, I guess.
Yeah. So what about George's eggs? How did that start?
George's eggs, yeah, the famous George's eggs. So probably 7 years ago now, I want to say. I've kind of always had geese. I know it's a bit weird, but I've always had geese.
Yeah.
Just have. And I think one day I just said, oh, can I get some hens? And I think I probably got like 10 hens. And then, you all of a sudden, 10 eggs a day, you can't really, for
Eat 10 eggs,
for like a family of 5, you can't really eat them. So I just started putting them like, a little honesty box down in the village. And ever since then, just more and more and more and more. I think we're like 100 and 200. Yeah, somewhere around that figure. I'm not sure.
200 eggs a day.
Yeah, now, yeah.
That's a lot of eggs.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Are you selling them through a shop or is it still the honesty box?
So-
It's just getting bigger.
It's a big honesty box. It is actually getting bigger. No. Most of it is through the honesty box in the middle of the village. And we sell a lot of eggs through there.
Now, this was surprising to me. How much would you pay for no, you sell them a half dozen. How much would you pay for a half dozen?
Oh, I don't know, probably about half a cat's nights.
So
£5?
Yeah, no, we're 180 for 6.
it's
What?
Yeah.
180 for 6, yeah.
Yeah.
We were £1
How cheap is that for eggs?
We were £1 for a long time. A very long time.
Like $2 for 6 eggs.
Yeah.
And these are good eggs.
Yeah. Wow.
Geese eggs or
No, chicken
Duck
hen
eggs.
eggs.
cat eggs?
Now they're rare.
I thought you had geese eggs. And I was like,
Yeah.
they'll get a.
No,
Yeah,
so I don't know.
premium,
I don't really do the shopping, but I'd assume that buying a dozen eggs in town would be
It's
like
not that cheap.
$15, something like that. So yeah, to go to under £2 for 6 dozen, six eggs.
No, you see, at home, like that is the price for eggs. Like we were £1 for a very long time because it was so easy. People would come to the box. You always got a pound, and you kind of like sell more eggs because you just got a pound. It's easy, no change, none of that. But obviously, feed goes up. You're kind of struggling to make it work. And you've got to put the prices up. Even though a lot of people put their prices up to like £2, and there we are still at a pound, and the demand's just crazy. And we're like, we're not really making money. But
So how does that compare to like the supermarket?
Some supermarkets you can get them for 80p for 6. But some
For 6?
yeah.
Jesus, they're
So-
not paying their...
or like it could be up to £3 for 6. Just depends what shops.
Wow.
What
they're
shops you go
definitely
to.
they're definitely in a cage.
Yeah. Most. Are they all banned in the UK? There might be 1 or 2 still about. I'm not sure. We are free range.
But what's your tagline, George?
My tagline.
Yeah.
What, like my USP?
Yeah.
They're fresh. Simple as that. They are fresh eggs.
And what happens when the fresh eggs don't sell?
Change the date. No.
They're always
We had a good discussion about this around the smoko table, but it's 3 days.
So we try and work on 3 days, ideally, because our USP is, look, they're fresh eggs. They are, the supermarket, they're 3 weeks old. And apparently people can taste the difference. I'm not too keen on eggs. I don't really eat them. But yeah, people say they can tell the difference. So yeah, we try and aim on 3 days, and that's our kind of USP, that there are fresh eggs. Simple as that. So yeah, now we supply a restaurant as well.
Oh yeah, yep.
Venter or something.
What, you don't even know the name of the restaurant?
No,
Aren't you the CEO, manager, and
I'm it all. No, it's like Cafe Vontor or something like that. So yeah, no, that's awesome that now we're supplying to businesses and just hoping to grow it into more and more, but ideally keeping it very local, fresh, quality eggs.
Yep. So have you got any plans in place for the next stage? Have you thought about that much? Like how are you going to phase
he
it?
can control his hen house from here?
I can, yes.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, obviously that ideally for us, we want to have a business on the side that you're not putting many of your hours into.
Yeah.
So kind of like right now, we've got it down to the stage you might be spending an hour a day, because the more time you spend, the more money you've got to make on the eggs. And, I know like 200 eggs a day is a lot, but it doesn't add up for a wage.
Yeah.
So the point is we want to make these like container sheds be so efficient on their own that we only have to collect the eggs pretty much.
Yeah.
And then that way, we're spending barely any time, and it's just producing money off land that we, can't crop or can't put sheep on.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's definitely the idea in the future.
So that was going to be my next question. of you said 500 acres thereabouts of
Yep.
cropping and sheep. How much does the chicken operation take up?
Oh, right now, like,
Half an acre.
5 acres.
Oh, right.
Right,
It's
so-
taking a
But-
decent
but-
size.
Yeah, but that's not, that's got hens on and horses, but we don't really like them. So,
Are these your sister's horses?
yes.
How many horses?
It's not worth it. They just come. We're kind of like a overdraft.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Well, because she's got a partner who's diversifying by having a horsery.
Not everything's just an uri.
Oh, sorry. So stables.
I really wish I could say it was diversifying, but I don't think it is. I just think, my sister wanted stables and she got stables. But yeah, no, the idea of the whole chickens is like we kind of get these containers, we convert them into hen sheds, and the point is we can put them on places on the farm that make no money, but we're paying rent for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be able to move them around and kind of get loads of little sheds instead of putting the investment into one massive shed that
Yep.
might hold 20,000 chickens.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the plan for the future. More sheds, more hens, but still keeping it very low. What's the word? Low.
Cost.
Profile. We'll say it at the same
low-
time
low-
next time.
Low cost, low
input.
overhead,
That's it.
you
Low input, high output. So you just want to be collecting the eggs. That's it.
Yeah.
Checking on the birds, but kind of like all the feed system, all the water, all all of that. That's what we're trying to get to. So it can just kind of be something on the side, but is also kind of a major part of the farm.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'd love to grow that into maybe 3,000 hens. I think would be the goal,
It's
especially
a
on
long
our.
way from 200.
It is, but yeah, it is.
Because don't you have one that's down the road that's 20,000?
We do, yeah. One of our neighbours has a hen shed, 20,000 birds, which we actually buy eggs
I
from.
was about to say he buys eggs from.
Don't get me wrong. People know that because we have a lot of demand for eggs, which people just love George's eggs. If you're in Leicestershire, George's eggs are us. And yeah, the demand was just stupid, and so we had to be buying in eggs, and every would be probably once a week, 3 times driving to this place, getting 12 trays of eggs, and selling them on, which is crazy.
So the genetics for your chooks,
Yes.
where are you getting your hens from?
So we get our hens from either layer sheds that have too many.
Yep.
Like when you order hens, you always order a certain amount over, just because you expect to lose that many. But most of the time they don't lose that many, and then they sell them. So they're just point to lay hens, fresh out the not laying yet, and that's where we tend to get them from. We don't really like getting them from markets because you don't know their history, you don't know that they've been vaccinated, and all of that. Sometimes you just got to pay a higher price, but it's nice knowing that they're all vaccinated and they're all up to spec, up to RSPCA spec.
Well, let's go on to the next one. Honey.
Honey. Honey. No, so on the farm, I want to say we have 12 hives now on the farm.
Yep.
They're not our hives, although Dad's very keen to get into it himself. 12 hives on the farm, and that produces honey that we also sell through the box, and that's popular as well. With little jar, I think £6 or £7 we sell that for, and people love the whole fresh thing, like you might have seen on Clarkson's farm.
It's all
he's trying to do the whole local thing, and people really do, they do love that.
Yeah.
The local honey, and I would say it's good for crops as well, I guess, having bees,
Yep.
pollination,
Yeah, no, it
all
is.
of that.
Yeah.
But no, I love to see walking around the farm, seeing hives on the farm. It's really really good to see. So that's just another little thing that we do kind of just on the side.
So those are someone else's hives that.
Yeah, so there's someone else's hives that obviously they've run out of space or don't know where to put them. That we said, look, come put them on our farm. We like the whole idea, and we'll get rid of the honey for you. So
Nice.
yeah,
No, cool.
that's awesome.
So you want to get some of your own, start doing your own thing.
Me, no. Bees scare me. They sting. I'm not keen. But Dad is keen. He would like more hives on the farm. He loves the whole I don't know, bee thing.
Biodiversity.
Yeah, biodiversity. That's the idea, and obviously the government love that. So,
Do they pay you anything? Is there any sort of?
not for the hives, obviously for the grants, which I'm sure we'll get into. They do.
No,
for
we
that,
get them
but-
to them now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess backstory on the UK. Obviously, we used to be part of the EU, the European Union.
The good old Brexit.
Yeah, that thing happened. Yeah, it's very interesting. Farmers in the UK used to get a subsidy from the EU. So a certain amount a year in cash, and
Yep.
that would help you survive as a farm. Obviously, when we left the EU, all of that went as well. So for us farmers trying to
But
find,
Boris promised that you guys were going to
so
keep it.
when we left, our government did fund that, but for the last when did we leave the EU? Maybe
That's a while now, isn't
maybe
it?
like
6
5,
years.
6 years. They have been putting that money there, but it's been getting less and less and less. And basically, they're saying in the next like 2 to 3 years, that money's going to completely disappear. And what they're proposing is these grant schemes that they give out. It's not cash, but these grant schemes will replace that. But realistically, they don't.
How much does you guys have diversified a lot. How much does UK farm, rely on those grants and subsidies?
Oh, massively, like massively.
So if
Especially for like a small farm like ours, which is, I would say our land is good, but it's not. It's very heavy, wet land, clay land, points the wrong way. No drainage.
points the wrong way.
Dad, you know what I mean. It points that way. It only gets sun in the evening, pretty much. It's just not very productive land.
Yeah.
And for a farm like us, that, I don't know, for example, I'll just put a figure, 40, 30,000 pounds a year. You lose that. That's all of a sudden a massive wedge of money that you've got to find for, the
Especially if you're
following years.
paying tenants and
Yeah,
stuff
especially
like
you're
that.
paying for it. Yeah.
So
Yep.
us as Australians, we don't really know what a subsidy is. So
No, you're not not used to it.
no, so to hear that you guys are losing them or something, it's like you guys will be fine. But it's you guys obviously really rely on that. sort of-
Yeah, and obviously like the scale of your farm, that payment gets a lot bigger. And for a lot of the big farms, you think, that won't be a problem to them. Look how many acres they've got, but all of a sudden that payment could be like £300,000.
Yeah.
And to try and find that every year on top of what you're making is definitely quite difficult.
yeah.
So do you think that it's going to go to the same sort of thing that's happened here? Less farmers, bigger farms, greater scale?
Bigger farms, I would say. I think the smaller farms are really struggling now, and they're kind of dropping out, and bigger farmers are coming over and taking over. But it's difficult to think where it's all heading.
Yeah.
A lot of farms are diversifying. They once were farms are now campsites, or once
Yeah, I
was-
suppose if they're not farming, they can at least go and do another job, but turn their
Yeah.
little acreage into campsite or
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
dog run
and-
around park or whatever, and
Yeah.
still get a lease amount back. And
Yeah, so with this money disappearing, the government basically giving out grants, and this is where you put your fields or land into schemes. So certain areas of your farm you can put down into grasses, herbs, all these kind of flowers and stuff, kind of rewilding.
oh yes, that's similar to what the Americans do. They're paid to leave land alone and not touch it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we get. So we have a lot of areas that we just can't farm. It's too wet, it's too steep, that my dad has put into grants, and we've been in
How steep? Would you drive a tractor up it, or would you drive a tractor across?
not in the winter, no. You're sliding.
Would a Kiwi?
It's not.
Yeah, what a Kiwi. Yeah, they'll put
A
their
Kiwi
feet up on
would.
the
A
window.
Kiwi would. Okay, so
It's not really steep, but it's steep, heavy land. But we put into grants, and you get paid a certain amount a hectare every year to kind of rewild it, and that's like a 5-year scheme or a 3-year scheme in different areas like that. And
Yeah.
so we've got various schemes all over the farm for us, and we're actually looking to put the whole farm into a scheme, which will definitely be interesting.
George's scheme.
Well, not my scheme. I wish I could say I did all the work, but no.
So is there, with say you've got like the rewilded area that's got all the new
Yep.
grasses and flowers and stuff,
Yep.
can you then go and put the hives next to it and utilise it, or
You
is there
can, yes.
restrictions on what you can do?
It depends what kind of grassland or grant you've put that in. Some of them you can't touch all year round. Some of them you have to mow like once a year.
Yeah.
You know, keep it down or to keep the bushes out from growing other trees and stuff like that. Or certain areas you can put livestock on them for, 6 months of the year, and then take them off for 6 months of the year. There's all kinds of different stuff that they're putting in place.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of, you can't touch it, you've got land that you're not allowed to even dig a hole on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you want to explain that?
Yeah,
This blew my mind. You've got land that you pay for, but you can't sow, you can't dig, you can't.
No. So obviously a lot of UK farmers will know what this is, ridge and furrow. So ridge and furrow grassland, back in the day they used to, I don't know how they did it, but, make these mounds and they would seed it and, for drainage and all of that.
Yep.
So ridge and furrow is now protected, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it must be if you...
Yeah, see, I'm not sure on our land if it's through the tenancy that we're not allowed to break the surface, or it's like a law, but I'm more certain it's a law. My dad will definitely know, but
he's screaming
at the camera right now.
So these are effectively just raised beds.
Yeah, which are old-fashioned grassland now, and we just can't touch it. We can't pretty much put anything on it. It's very...
You can't even go across with a metal detector to detect, anything and dig.
Yeah, you can't break the service.
So how long have these restrictions been in place for those grasslands?
30 years?
So
Jeez, that's a while.
31 years ago, you wish that your dad
It's
just ploughed straight through, just leveled out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most productive ground, but it is annoying checking the sheep and you're like this constantly.
Yeah.
But
so obviously you're allowed to put sheep on it.
Yeah, so you're allowed to graze it. That's one thing you're allowed to do, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You can graze it and, take cuts off it, silage, all of that. But because it's such old grassland and you can't plow it up and plant, new grasses that are way better in productive, you can't really get good crops off it. So
what's what is the purpose of maintaining them? Like what are they maintaining them for? Oh,
history?
History. It's just to keep history where it is, I guess.
Wow.
It's a farming museum.
Yeah, like in one area on our farm, the paddock out the back of our house, which we'll call House Close, funnily enough.
Not House Far?
Nope, House Close. And there used to be an old village there, and that's a big no-no. You can't do anything there. It's got like an old road, and they just want to keep everything where it is. Yeah. But at least if you do find something, it's got to be properly recorded and made sure it's put in the right museum and not like taken away and sold for millions and all of that. So I think the key is what they're trying to get to is just keep everything where it was. And I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense. They're trying to preserve history, but I think it's obviously a raised bed thing you can't go and then plow up and seed into because you're going to destroy it.
Yeah.
But the fact that you guys still have to pay the same amount for it, or does the tenant subsidise it for? Well,
it's the same.
Yeah. See, if you're paying the same, and it's probably good land, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it can be
because it's If you just flatten that out.
A lot of people. So if you can kind of get around it, which is a big no-no. Like you cut it and you try and cut it level, so you can't see the ridges and furrows. And then you send pictures to the government, and the government are like, oh yeah, that's not ridge and furrow. You can plow that up, and they go, then they plow it.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult these days, and it is a big no-no.
Well, I'm sure it wouldn't be worth the risk.
Yeah, it's not worth the risk.
The fine's probably huge over there.
Yeah, something like that. So
it's got to subsidise some other farmers.
Just thinking, no wonder you guys all just went, you know what? We're out. We're going to Australia, Canada.
Oh, dude, yeah. See, that's what I did.
That'd drive me insane.
So,
just thinking, what are you keeping this for? This farmland? Do people actually appreciate the old farmland? And who's going to appreciate that? Is it just farmers?
Yeah.
And then a farmer's not going to go, hey, we should just do better in the future? Or you this year have got a new lease.
Yeah.
Imagine, what is it, 800 hectares?
Yeah.
So you've got an 800 hectare lease. Imagine 200 hectares you're not allowed to touch. You can graze, but you're not allowed to touch. And you've also got to pay the exact same price. Like that would just be...
Well, I mean, we've got that to a certain extent, except ours is salt and sand and we just don't touch it because it's not profitable.
Yes, yeah.
But,
I know, but like going into that tenancy, you fully understand that you can't touch it. So
Yeah.
You know.
You just adjust your price
Yeah,
per hectare.
but like,
for the rest.
yeah.
I the fundamental concept of it just blows my mind. That it's I mean, you don't have to look too far in WA to see that 40,000 years of cave was blown up so they could mine it. And you think, hang on, you're not allowed to plough a field that was put in by ploughing initially. To set it up.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just protected. Yeah, you just can't break the surface pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes all my plans of going to the UK farming.
How would you get in?
Just stay here.
Because how often does farmland come up for sale?
Not very often. But
So you guys would be what, like £10,000 an acre or something? Like you guys would be ridiculous.
Oh, it depends where you are. It
Yeah.
could be from 10,000 to 500,000. It's stupid.
So you could get maybe a couple acres, George.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to go into a cattery business, directly compete.
Land in the UK is just silly expensive, and for small farmers, it's very difficult to compete when you're trying to get more land to make it more profitable.
It'd be very
and,
hard.
and then
yeah.
you've got these big farms that come along and just consume all the land.
Well, I mean, that's like George said earlier. That's what's happened here.
Yeah.
We've got corporates. We've got corporates that are from overseas. It's banks. I suppose that's the corporates. But
different structures of places that have bankrolled themselves in with massive amounts of cash.
Yeah,
Purchased like 5 or 6 farms around.
which makes it hard for little farmer that's trying to maybe his kids come home from school and wants to expand the farm because it's not big enough for him and his brother maybe, and they can't because all the corporates just buy it at top dollar straight away.
Yep.
Whereas you just can't. So
Yeah, no, it sucks.
That's all right. Get those bees going, I reckon. They don't have fence lines. They just fly straight over.
Yeah, we'll put bees right on the border. We're trying to spread the land as far as we can.
yeah.
Um,
Was there anything else from to talk about from the UK?
from the UK, I don't know. Ask some questions. What do you want to know?
We've covered
Favorite tractor brand. What do you run at home?
Lamborghini.
Nothing.
Yes, so they don't own any equipment.
We don't own any equipment. Sold it all.
You sold it all,
Yeah.
and you're cropping, so it's all contract.
It's
full
all
contract.
full contractors, which makes it even more interesting.
Yeah.
My granddad had an accident in a grain bin, fell from like the top to the bottom, and I think after that point, we just decided to get rid of all the machinery. And then my dad spent some time in hospital, and just pretty much mum and dad said, let's get rid of all the machinery. It was kind of costing a lot of money to keep this machinery running because a combine for 400 acres of cropping is just silly. It's just mad. And
Unless you were to go on contract out.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we used to have
But you're always over in bloody Australia, so how's that going to help?
yeah. But no, we used to have like a self-propelled sprayer and all of that, and it just got too expensive to run.
Yeah.
Just certain things happened, and we sold it.
Well, we did say you sheep. What sheep?
Oh my god! People ask me this everywhere I go.
Because
like,
we got
what kind
lots of
sheep
livestock people who listen. I'm sure that they'll be like, oh, what
Charolais cross. Charolais and Aberfields. we have like 2 Aberfield. We have Aberfield Rams, and then Charolais cross mules. Charolais Rams that were on mule ewes.
Do they shed? So you don't?
No,
you guys don't.
No, we have to shear.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, which doesn't make any money. You're pretty much shearing for the welfare.
So
of the animal.
you're growing them for meat.
Yeah. Yep. So lambs.
How is the livestock? The meat market over there.
Better than it has been, especially for sheep. Like since COVID, or like just before COVID, it kind of boomed, and then since COVID, it's been really good. That's definitely been really good for the farm. We'll see where it all goes.
Yeah.
I would love to get rid of the cropping completely, which we're looking to do, and just it's a livestock farm. That's
Really?
That's okay.
Yeah, right.
And
When you're growing 5-ton bloody wheat crops, 5-6-ton wheat crops, you want to get rid of it.
11.
Oh,
On good years, very good years. 11 a hectare. Very good years. We don't do that every year, but
It's been good having you on, George.
yeah, no. So obviously with these grants, you know, our land isn't very profitable. You know, it's like I said, wet, heavy land. We want to. It's a very much livestock farm. You know, ring fence. It was kind of made for livestock.
Yeah.
And we would love to get back into livestock with just the investment of putting up fences. You know, investment in water troughs, all of that is, you know, putting in tracks is crazy.
Yeah.
But with these grant and schemes, you're able to do that.
Yeah, okay.
So is there anything that you've seen here in Australia that you would take back and implement? on your farm?
I wish I could do control traffic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's very difficult when you've got contractors, and you know it's because they're yielding so much more. You don't really worry about it, but that's something I would love to do. We were direct drilled, so what do you call it? No till,
No till
Yeah.
or min till.
min till,
Yeah.
for 12 years I think it was.
Yep.
12 years. This year is the first year we've stopped that. It wasn't really it wasn't working out with the contractor's massive machinery. You know, very wet, heavy, clay land. You've got a massive John Deere machine turning on the headland every time. It was just getting so compacted.
Yeah.
Struggling to make it work with the big machinery.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I would have loved CTF.
Yeah.
You know, control traffic. But no, I think this year is the first year that we've ploughed it and worked the ground.
Yep.
I think, you know, I don't want to get it all sciencey about soil. I know that's your guys' expertise.
Oh, I wouldn't
Not
call it
really.
that.
But I would say, you know, the past 12 years has definitely improved the structure of the soil and definitely improved the soil to where,
Yeah.
you know, ploughing once or twice every, 6 years, I think still could work.
Yeah.
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 Obviously, it's different for you guys, you know, the land here, the soil type, but
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're able to double crop, then that sort of 6 years is effectively like our 12. 12 crops.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
We're generally doing something.
Yeah, like
by
deep
then
ripping
anyway.
or yeah.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, everything has a place. So it's not, if anyone says, you know, this is the only way, you go, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, it's difficult though, because people say, you know, we've got to plow the ground, we've got to work it 12 times before you put a seeder through it, then you've got to, you know, roll it 5 times. It's difficult when people say that works, and we're saying no, direct drill works, but yet they're getting way better crops. Obviously, it took probably the 6 years to get to a good place.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
as soon as we started getting contractors in, it just, the compaction was just crazy, really.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say, the 12 years has massively improved our soil.
Yeah.
To a point where, a plough through the ground probably isn't too bad.
So are you grazing your stubbles and everything? Like put the sheep back out onto them?
Oh, we would love to, but we just don't have the fencing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
We're looking to put, grazing into the rotation.
Yeah.
So, you know, you guys do like, canola, barley, wheat. We
Yeah.
want to do like, canola, barley, wheat, sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And put it
Yeah.
down into grass because, we have a big blackgrass problem.
Yes.
If you want to get it into that.
Yeah.
Big
No.
blackgrass problem. The only way of getting rid of blackgrass pretty much is other grasses competing with it. And
I mean,
by grazing
that's what sheep farmers do here.
Yeah,
The exact
exactly.
same thing. They put it into pasture and
So we'd love to get sheep back into the rotation, but it's just the investment on fencing and
That's right. We'll get you a container worth of Waratah stuff.
you've done 13,000 meters, mate. You know exactly what to do when it comes to fencing. So
I do, yeah, but it's the materials are expensive.
Oh, no, you just
Well,
need
well,
a
that's
bit of
the
ring lock
government
and some
problem.
No, we'll
ring lock and Waratahs.
we'll definitely do it. We'll give it a go ourselves, but it's expensive.
Are there restrictions on what you can do for like the look of the farm at all, or can you just go do whatever you want?
In what way?
Like say like different fencing or like
is there a
buildings?
standard, like-
is there a standard that you have to?
There is, yeah. So if you're going with the grants, you get paid so much per meter of fencing. You know, if you put it back into grassland, they'll give you a grant to do that. But it has to be in the local
style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if it was a rock wall next door, you'd have to probably put a rock wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Fence
So
up.
with these grants, we were going all metal fencing, all metal posts, but yet the gates have to be wooden, which just seems silly Because if the government's going to put up this money, millions of pounds, why not make it a metal gate and make it last 20 years instead of a wooden gate just because it looks the same? It's probably going to last 2, but hey ho.
If you do it properly, it should last more than 2.
I would hope so, yeah.
Maybe we get Mick to do your fence, your gate.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon. We should probably put it there because we're nearly at our longest podcast. Well, we're at our longest podcast ever now. So,
all right, there we go.
There you go. There's a first. So,
no, thank you very much for having me on. Been a pleasure.
Thank you for coming on and telling us about George's eggs, George's cats, George's honey.
They're not my cats.
Kaz's cats.
Stons and Cattery. But yeah, no, it's been good. And yeah, thanks for letting me ramble.
Yeah, no. Well, have you got anything to say to the listeners? You've done the traveling thing.
Anything to say?
Yeah.
I'd say exactly what Henry said. Don't settle down. Don't go.
Maybe preface that with if you're young.
If you're young, go see the world. Go travel. Go to these different farms. Go. If you're definitely a farmer, I think a lot of young farmers get kind of sucked into their family farm way too young. Go see the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, go drive big machinery and all of that, or
little machinery if you're going over to the UK. If you're starting here with the big machinery,
well, it's not a competition, all right? It's not a competition.
You brought up the tonnage.
Yeah, it is a competition.
Yeah, but yeah, no, go see the world. Definitely go see the world, and yeah, you only live once, I guess.
Cringe. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. Thank you for coming on, George.
It's been my pleasure.
I think the next podcast we'll do a harvest debrief.
Yeah.
So
now the harvest is all done.
If what do you want? You want people to send in some messages of what was it? You
should do like how did their harvests go and stuff.
Well, yeah, that. But send in your worst, your funniest, your best stories.
Biggest stuff up,
something like that.
Yeah. I want to hear all the greenhorn stories.
Yeah,
all that sort of
send
stuff.
it in because we actually haven't had anything sent in over the last
it's been
5
very
episodes.
quiet.
So
I'm just
I know you
say
guys are
everyone's
busy.
been very busy.
Yeah, I know you're all busy, but
that's definitely what it is.
Yeah.
Everyone's busy.
Yeah,
send it in, and we'll put it on the next pod, and we'll have a chat about harvest and stuff ups and funny things that have happened and how the year went.
Yeah, yep. No,
Not on this farm though. No stuff ups. Yeah.
Sure. Cheers, everyone.
Press the button.
Cheers.